Hey there, welcome back to the Great Canadian Blueprint. I'm Ian, your guide through Canada's economic past. Today we're diving into the history of Canadian immigration policies. How fun. From early laws favoring European settlers to game-changing 1967 point-based system and today's ambitious targets, these policies have shaped Canada's identity as a multicultural hub. We'll explore how they worked, who they brought in, and how they fueled economic growth. As a Remax real estate agent in Hamilton, Ontario, I'm diving into Canada's economic past to unpack how immigration policies have built our nation's economy and diversity. So let's jump in and trace this incredible journey. Canada's immigration story kicks off in 1869 when the government began regulating who could settle here. Early policies were shaped by economic needs and, frankly, racial biases. The Dominion Lands Act of 1872 offered 160 acres of free land to attract farmers, mostly from Britain and Europe, to settle the prairies. Between 1911 and 1914, Canada welcomed 1.2 million immigrants, with 5.3% of the population being newcomers in 1913 alone, mostly from the UK, Ireland, Germany, and Scandinavia. But not everyone was welcome. The 1885 Chinese head tax, starting at $50 and rising to $500 by 1903, targeted Chinese workers, forcing them to pay to even live here. Then the Chinese Immigration Act banned Chinese immigrations entirely until 1947, reflecting a preference for European settlers. These policies, while boosting population growth, limited diversity, and sparked debates over fairness that still exists today. Everything changed in 1967 with the introduction of the points-based immigration system, a shift from race-based to merit-based criteria. This system scored applicants on 6 factors: education, language proficiency in English or French, work experience, age, arranged employment, and adaptability, like having Canadian connections. To qualify for programs like the Federal Skilled Workers Program, you needed at least 67 out of 100 points. This opened Canada's doors to skilled workers from around the world, regardless of origin, marking a commitment to multiculturalism. By 1971, 18% of immigrants came from Asia, a number that soared to 57% by 2019, transforming cities like Toronto and Vancouver into global hubs. Let's talk numbers. Before 1967, Canada admitted around 200,000 immigrants annually, mostly Europeans, with peaks like 282,000 in 1957, post-World War II. The points-based system diversified inflows, and by the 1990s, annual immigration averaged 235,000 people. In 2018, Canada welcomed 321,000 immigrants, with top sources being India, the Philippines, and China. The 2021 census showed 8.3 million immigrants, 23% of Canada's population, the highest share in 150 years. That year, Canada set a record with 405,000 newcomers, driven by economic and refugee programs. Taking a look at more recent years, Canada admitted 475,000 people in 2024 and plans to admit 500,000 annually by 2025, aiming to boost the economy and address an aging workforce. By 2041, immigrants could make up 29 to 34% of the population, with first and second generation Canadians reaching 49 to 54%. Today, Canada's immigration system is a global model, if you're looking to immigrate an insane amount of people, refined to meet economic and social needs. The 1976 Immigration Act set goals like economic growth, family reunification, and refugee protection. The 2015 Express Entry system streamlined applications for skilled workers, using a comprehensive ranking system, the CRS, to prioritize high-scoring candidates. Provincial nominee programs, the PNPs, let provinces like Ontario and British Columbia target workers for local needs. The Global Skills Strategy fast-tracks high-skilled talent, while refugee programs resettled 28,000 in 2018, with $769 million spent on housing and meals in 2023. Canada's recent immigration plans target 60% in economic classes, 26% family reunification, and 14% refugees. However, challenges like housing affordability spark debate. The government aims to reduce temporary residents to 5% of the population by 2026, addressing infrastructure strain. But is that going to solve the problem? Canada's immigration policies have evolved from restrictive race-based laws to an inclusive merit-driven system that's built a diverse nation. From 1.2 million immigrants in the early 20th century to 475,000 in 2024. Newcomers have driven economic growth, though affordability and integration remain hot topics. So what's next? Can Canada balance its ambitious immigration goals with housing and job challenges? Drop your thoughts below. Thanks for watching The Great Canadian Blueprint. Hit like and subscribe for our next dive into Canada's economic story.